Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's a fine Wednesday morning, and we've got a lot of stories to get through, so I will just jump through them as quickly as I can today. We're going to start, of course, on something rather light, and no pun intended, even though this is to do with fireworks. For as firework night approaches, and up and down the entire country, people will be standing in their gardens, watching £30 go up in smoke. Some places will be having fully organised displays. Glasgow won't be one of them. For the fourth year running, the miserable lot running Glasgow City Council have decided that they won't fork out for a fireworks display. They can afford to send people off to Dubai, of course, but not to, have something for the joy of the people of Glasgow, something safe, something spectacular, rather than, as I say, just standing around in your gardens watching things go fut. Anyway, we'll take a look at this story and see why, yet again, they're cancelling it. We all know it's because they haven't got any money. They've spent it all. Anyway, here goes. So, Killjoy SNP Council in Glasgow urged to reinstate the Glasgow Green fireworks display. Councillor Anthony Carroll has submitted a motion to be debated at the City Chambers on Thursday, calling for a last-ditch reprieve for the 2023 fireworks display. Now, there's no reason for Susan Aitken to be jetting off to Dubai, and yet that's what's going to happen. Meanwhile, you can't have a fireworks display, which, incidentally, and people don't realise often, that it's actually a legal requirement to celebrate Guy Fawkes Night. That's actually the law. And that was brought in because the king was so relieved at not dying. And him, of course, being a Scottish king. Oh, King James. You'd think the people of Glasgow City Council would be taking the opportunity to say, haha, foiled the English plot to kill a Scot. But no, apparently not. Especially weird, given that they're the SNP and are always looking for things like that. Anyway, Glasgow City Council is being urged to step in at the last minute to organise a fireworks display on Glasgow Green after it was cancelled for a fourth year in a row. The popular event has not been held since 2019, with COVID restrictions and a clash with the COP26 summit putting paid to the 2020 and 2021 shows. Last year's was planned but was cancelled, if I remember rightly, because money. Can't have it both ways. You can't be sending people off to Dubai for no reason and then complaining you've got no money for the fireworks. Anyway, the Glasgow Times newspaper has reported how the Showman's Guild has said members could organise the event at short notice. And now Green Councillor Anthony Carroll is urging the local authority to think again. Now, if you're seeing even a Green councillor who you'd think would be against things being burnt and all that, even he's saying it, then you've got to think that the SNP council has got this one completely wrong. And of course they have. If you don't have an organised display, people just go in their back gardens, as they say. That can actually lead to a lot more fires, injuries, there's call-outs. There's a lot more problems related to it. And it must be much more sensible, of course, to have an organised one where people are actually safe. Anyway, a motion to be debated at a full council meeting in the City Chambers tomorrow night describes the annual display as a highly anticipated annual event that the whole city was able to attend for free and was the only event of this type, and that it would be significant cultural loss to the city. It concludes, because reading is hard, it concludes by urging fellow members to instruct the Chief Executive to write to Glasgow Life to ask them to urgently reconsider the decision to abandon the public fireworks display in Glasgow Green. But of course Susan Aitken won't do that. She'll probably be on a flight somewhere at public expense, quaffing champagne at 30,000 feet and demanding more caviar. Mind you, sorry, she'd have to have it by the bucket, wouldn't she? Don't know Greggs do caviar sausage rolls, do they? Anyway, Councillor Carroll said local communities face considerable disruption during this period, with individual firework displays, and that council have instructed work on the new legislative powers for no firework zones. Massive again. Now, the thing is, having no firework zones is actually against the law, because if a householder wants to celebrate the saving of King James from being blown up under Parliament, he is legally, not only legally entitled to, he's actually legally obliged to. This is the very weird thing. But what are these no firework zones? They're being brought in because these people are absolutely joyless wankers. Now, I know there are the arguments, kids mucking around, yes, of course they do. So what do? You ban the sale of fireworks, You don't go no firework zones. Once you start zoning things, you're creating them and us situations, aren't you? But if you ban the sale of fireworks, which is perfectly feasible, I'm not against it per se, but you must replace it with an actual display. Otherwise, it's miserable, isn't it? What they are is they're just generally joyless. This is the thing with the SNP. They really are a bunch of joyless tossers, aren't they? None of them ever smile properly. They've all got occasionally a fixed, rictus grin of death on their face because they think that's what the public want to see. But deep in their soul, if they've actually got one, it's just misery, isn't it? There's no joy in them. Anyway, fireworks generally cause significant hazard to animal health for the fire service, and as we move forward to consider restriction on private fireworks displays, a public free-to-access fireworks display is essential for Glasgow. The thing is, we never had these problems before. Why are they suddenly starting now? It's because these mean sods just want to just want to take every bit of joy out of people's lives. It's scurrilous, really, isn't it? Anyway, John White of the Showman's Guild used to organise the fun fair at the event, but also helped with policing, security and first aid. He is the third generation of his family to do so after his mum Amelia and granddad James Irvin. He told the Times, "Last year it was going ahead, but they cancelled it about a month before. We got emails about pulling the plug right at the last minute and we didn't have any time to speak to anyone. We were looking forward to it coming back for 2023. This is the thing. You organise something there and you have the big firework display and people will come along for the firework display and you have a fun fair. And so you've got that going. And then you can have some stalls and maybe some market stuff and people selling hot food and things like that. You can have a big thing that's bringing in a lot of people to the city centre, to the green. They're all spending money. It's good for it's good for the mental health of people. They're doing a big community thing. And after 4 years of pain and misery, you'd think that'd be a good thing. Let's have that sense of community. Let's go out, let's enjoy. Like I say, and also increases trade, right there, that's fine. And you're giving people a little bit of joy in their lives. But of course, this is the SNP. The last thing they want is joy, because they are soulless, miserable buggers, the lot of them. Anyway, he added, this is this guy that's organising the fireworks, or wanting to organise the fireworks display. He's saying thousands of people are now going to go and let off fireworks in the gardens and parks, which can cause injuries, fires and more disruption. And also a lot more misery, because your box of fireworks is, £30 and it's all like pop. It's not spectacular blooms in the sky, is it? Anyway, so this event eases pressure on the police, the fire department and the NHS and the ambulance service. I think he's correct on every one of them. He's been in email discussions with Glasgow Life with a view to a last-minute reprieve, but the body says it wants to focus on winter and Christmas entertainment. No, it doesn't. That's, again, is bringing joy to people. Don't want to do that. A spokesperson said in recent years we're focused on the delivery of winter and Christmas entertainment aimed at attracting visitors who will also enjoy Glasgow's shopping, entertainment and nightlife sectors across several weeks in the lead up to and during the festive period. He said, we haven't staged a fireworks event in recent years and no plans to do it this year or in the future. We're therefore very much looking to unveiling our plans for Christmas in due course. And there you have it. They don't want to go to the time, effort and trouble, and most importantly, cost of having an organised fireworks display. How very disappointing. How miserable of them. They hate to think that someone, somewhere, has got a smile on their face. Anyway, I shall round off and I shall come up. Where I live is far too small to put on any kind of fireworks display to the scale of a major city. Village life and all. But even we manage a small-scale fireworks display and people come along and there's stalls and there's a bars provided and things like that. In a village. Never mind a huge city, Scotland's biggest city. We're in a village, we do it. And if you go to the next town, which is Rushton, they have quite a spectacular one in their main park. And Rushton is no means a big town. It's a small town. You know, and so you think, how can these small towns afford to do it and the likes of Glasgow can't? It's because they're choosing not to. It's not the expense, because relatively speaking, it isn't that much. You divide how much it costs into the number of people, and it's pennies a head. It really is. It's just mean, miserable SNP looking to extract all fun and joy from people's lives. They want them to be miserable. You know, and it's sad for them, isn't it? Imagine going through your life just looking to remove joy from other people's lives. Anyway, I should stop there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see here on the channel, do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And I will speak to you later with a lot more to come. It is truly busy. Anyway, bye.